I know about staying healthy. I'm a healthy person. I eat fruit and I drink water and I do these kind of things. But you have to think a bit bigger than that. There is more to health than eating certain foods and drinking water. Health is your entire body. It's also within your head, in your mind, and also in your spirit and your soul. It runs all the way through you like a river. This week, we're going to talk all about how you can stay as healthy as possible. We're going to talk about something called developing healthy habits. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, and we're going to do this together, guys, and I'll show you on my camera first so you can see. The first thing you're going to do is right in the center of your paper, right here, you're actually going to draw a picture of a person. That person can be you, it can be a friend, it can be a stick person. It is completely up to you, but right in the center of this piece of paper, not too big, not too small, you are going to try to illustrate a human being, a person. I will show you mine first, see what you think about this. So here we go. I'm actually going to draw, oops, I'm using the wrong end of my pencil, excuse me. Let's turn over my paper. Here we go. Yes, here we go. So here's my person. I'm going to make mine a man. They're wearing a pair of trousers just like this. Then he's going to be wearing a t-shirt like so, with like this short sleeve t-shirt. Here is the person's arms coming out just like this, and here is the shoes. It's a bit short, and just over here, this is my human being. Now, forgive my drawing, everybody. I'm trying my best, and you are too. His hair is a bit messy. He didn't brush it this morning before he came out of the shower. And here we go. Some buttons down his jumper, just like this. Shoelaces, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, give it a try. On your piece of paper, right bang in the center, you're going to draw a human being. It can be you, it can be anybody else. I will give you 60 seconds. I'll put them on the clock. Off you go. Just draw me a human being right bang in the middle if you can. Off you go. And I'll just give you a short space of time to do that. Now, while you're doing that, what I would like to do at this point, guys, is just to make sure that we are thinking and considering very quickly and very carefully the fact that we are today going to be talking all about health. We're going to be talking about our health in our head. We're going to be talking about the health in our family, in our community, and in our friendship group. And we're going to talk about all about how you can stay healthy every single day. Okay. Now, I'm guessing that you have done that. I'm guessing that you have transitioned and you have drawn your picture. Now, what we're going to do now is just talk about some of the things we're going to be looking at today. Now, I am your teacher, Gavin McCormack. Thank you for coming along. We are extremely happy to have you here. But there are several words that we're going to talk about today, and I want you to take a note of these inside your book or on a separate piece of paper. Remember, on your desk right now, you have your drawing, which looks like this, and there's nothing around it at all. It's completely blank at the moment. Today, we're talking about healthy habits, and we're going to talk about developing them. So let's get into the thick of it, guys. First things first. What are our keywords for this week? Well, our keywords are on the screen. I'm just going to take this piece of paper like this, switch to my keywords, and you can see them. And on my piece of paper here, I'm actually just going to take a note of my keywords. And this week, we actually have 8 of these keywords. So on a separate piece of paper, put your 8 bullet points, and I will talk you through your keywords. Now, your first keyword this week is the word nutrition. Nutrition. What does it mean when we talk about nutrition? If we have nutritious food, what is nutritious food? So I'm just so you know, I'm just jotting them down on my piece of paper. I'll just move it across just like this, so I have full coverage of all of those. Your second word is exercise. And we all know what exercise means and what it is. It doesn't have to be that we are going to the gym. It doesn't have to be that we are running 1,000 miles. Exercise can be walking to school in the morning, can be walking home at the end of the day. This is what we're talking about. Number 3, we're looking at hygiene. Now, one of the most important ways that you can actually be hygienic is to wash your hands. Very, very easy indeed. We learned that during COVID-19 times. Word number 4 is sleep. How much sleep do you get? We're going to learn all about sleep a little bit later. I'm going to give you some tips on how you can manage that. Word number 5 is mindfulness. And later on, we're actually going to do some mindfulness together, a little activity. Take a look at my screen just here. As you can see, I'm starting to write these words down, so I've got full understanding of what it is I'm talking about. Word number 6 is resilience. Resilience we're going to talk about today. Word number 7 is screen time. And I'm sure that you all know what screen time is. All about looking at our telephones, all about looking at the internet and all of these things. And number 8, we're going to talk all about the big, most important one, water. So take a look at my screen just here. I have got my key words. These words are the important words that I'm going to need for this week. Nutrition, exercise, hygiene, sleep, mindfulness, resilience, screen time, and water. Now, let me tell you, at the very beginning of this lesson, we talked about what does it really mean to be healthy? Quite often we think that being healthy is about the food that we eat. As you can see, number 1 on the list is the only one that is about healthy eating. The rest of them are nothing to do with food. We're talking about keeping clean. We're talking about exercising our body. We're talking about going to sleep for enough time. We're talking about thinking and having time to tune out. We're talking about resilience, which means never giving up. We're talking about how much time you spend on your telephone, your computer, or watching the TV. And last but not least, we're talking about how much water do we drink. And today, I'm going to try to help you by giving you all of those tips that you need to allow you to be healthy. So let's try doing that today. Along the journey, I'm also going to read you a story at some point during today's activity, and let's see if you like it. Okay, let's get started. Here we go. So let's go back again on your paper, right in front of you. You have got this, a person. Now, all around the outside here, we're actually going to write down and draw all of the things that will keep this person healthy. Now, this person is a friend of mine. This person is called Thomas. I want to take care of Thomas. I want to look out for him. I want to keep him healthy. So all around here, I'm going to design a poster to try to keep Thomas nice and healthy. Let's see all the things that I can do to make that happen. Okay, before we start, let me tell you about what's going to happen today. Number 1, you, the students, the people out there in the world, you are going to develop healthy habits. I'm going to learn all about you and how to keep you healthy. And you're going to take these down too. Number 2, we're going to talk about feelings. We're going to talk about emotions. Everybody in the world wants to be happy all of the time, but I'm afraid to tell you that being happy all the time, this isn't normal. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to be sleepy. It's okay to be angry sometimes. But it's about these emotions and what we do with them that's really important. And the last thing, you can see there is a poster on my screen. You are going to be creating your very own poster. And this poster that we are going to make here, you are going to stick up somewhere in your school, in the post office, in the local community hall, even on your fridge at home to tell your mom or your dad or your grandfather or your grandpa exactly how they can stay healthy too. Okay. First things first. If you can get into a good habit now when you are really, really young, let's have a look. If you can get into a good habit right now, then in the future, your life will be a lot better. You'll be healthier. You'll be happier. They'll have more time. So these are some of the things we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about relationships. How important is it to have a good friend? How important is it to be a good friend? We're going to talk about your heart. How do we keep this thing in our chest healthy so it keeps us alive? We're going to talk about talking to ourselves. And you might think, Gavin, talking to yourself? Isn't that something that's very strange? Well, no, it's very important to talk to yourself because you are your own best friend. We're also going to talk about eating healthy, what kind of things we should eat, what kind of things we should, what kind of things we should avoid. And there are many things we should avoid. We're going to talk about your brain, how many brain cells you have. We're going to talk about a lot. So without further ado, let's get started. First things first, healthy body and healthy mind. This is what we're talking about today. Now, being healthy is not just about having a healthy body. It's about having a healthy mind too in your brain. As you can see on the picture, the lady is thinking very carefully, and you can see that her brain is on the top of her head. That's just to show you that we're talking about the brain. A couple of things you might need to know, guys. You have 30 trillion cells in your whole body and 1 billion in your brain. What I'm going to do on my poster, I'm actually going to start by putting the title at the top. So I'm going to start by writing at the top here, and I'm going to use a big pen. I'm going to write healthy habits. You might want to do exactly the same as me, or something similar. Not exactly the same, but definitely something similar would be great. So today we're talking about healthy habits. Now, there's a couple of facts that I've got on my screen right in front of me, and they are right here, look. I've got 30 trillion cells in my body and 1 billion in your brain. I'm actually going to write this down on my poster just to let my people know. And what I'm going to do in the bottom corner, I'm just going to put a little bubble like this. You might want to do the same as me. Take a look. And I'm going to write, did you know? With a question mark, just like that. And in there, I'm going to put a really nice fact. I'm going to put 30 trillion cells in a body. 30 trillion cells, that's a lot of cells. And 1 billion brain cells, just like this. So as you can see straight away, what I'm doing is I'm sharing some knowledge with my audience. Now, the reason I'm telling you about all of these cells is because, goodness me, you have a very big responsibility. Not only are you taking care of yourself, and when you talk about yourself, me, who am I? Well, you are a collection of cells. In your body, 30 trillion cells. In your brain, 1 billion. Your job, a very big job, is to take care of all of them. And there are a lot. So you have a big responsibility. Now, over the next 6 slides, you are going to learn exactly how to take care of them. And because you're very young, this will be perfect for you. So, here we go. Healthy mind and body. So the first thing we're going to talk about is emotions. And what I'm going to do on my piece of paper, just before I do this, I'm going to flick over here, and I'm actually going to add my first part of the poster. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw an arrow just like this. You can see my arrow just there. And then I'm going to write down the word emotions just next to it. So here it is. Emotions. Now, what does it mean to have emotions? You might want to do the same as me because this is our first topic. What does it mean when we talk about emotions? So you have emotions. You are a human being. You will be happy. You will be sad. And it is okay to feel all of those emotions. They are normal. They are natural. You are a human being. You can't be happy all the time. That is just not possible. But these emotions can actually help you. And I've given you 5 ways that they can actually help you. Number 1, Your emotions can help you express yourself. If you want to really, really get something very important across to somebody, you can use your emotions. For example, if you're feeling really sad about something that's happened, your emotions will allow you to share that with somebody else. And that might look like you're crying. You might actually have tears coming out of your eyes. You might be really happy about something happening, and a big smile will come across your face. It's also an emotion, the emotion of happiness. So emotions can help you to express yourself. Emotions can also help you build a relationship with people around you because you can share how you feel, and you can also ask questions. When your best friend sits down next to you at school, you can say, how do you feel? How was your morning? How was your evening? How did you sleep? And they might say, I'm feeling really scared about today's lesson because I haven't done my homework. And you say, I'm actually feeling scared too. So these kind of emotions can help you build relationships. Number 3, when you reflect, when you think about how you feel, that is a very good way to understand yourself. At the end of the day, when you get home and you're sitting on the sofa or in the garden thinking about your day at school, a good idea is to think about how did I feel and why did I feel it? Number 4 is all about making decisions. Now, you might not have experienced this yet, but you probably have. Sometimes when you have to make a decision, it's not your brain that makes a decision. Somewhere in your heart or your stomach, the decision comes from here, and you feel it inside. So your emotions can help you make decisions. For example, if you were walking down the street and you saw a puppy and the puppy was lost, and you were deciding, oh, that puppy is lost. Should I take the puppy and try to save him, or should I leave him because, it's not really my puppy? Well, maybe your emotions will help you make that decision because you might feel inside your heart, oh, he's so sweet and he's so lonely and he needs someone to care for him. I am going to do that. Your emotions can help you make a decision. And the last one is they can help you cope with big challenges. Sometimes we feel that things are very hard, but when we feel emotional about it, we can really overcome anything. Now let's take the emotion of sadness. Let's take sadness, okay? And I'm going to go back to my poster here. And what I'm going to do now, underneath emotions, I'm going to write down the word sadness like this. I'm going to use a different color. What I'm actually going to do as well is I'm going to put a teardrop, just like this, raining out of the word sadness. Now we all feel sad. Everybody feels sad. Sometimes I feel sad, and everybody feels sad, and it's quite normal. What do you do when you feel sad? How can you cope when you're feeling sad? When somebody comes to your poster and it's sitting on the wall and they're feeling sad, we're going to help them to understand what to do. So what can you do if you feel sad? What can you actually do if you're feeling sad? Well, let me tell you what you can do. There are a few things, and you can see it on your screen. The first thing you can do is you can talk. So I'm going to write this down like this. You can talk to somebody. Talk to somebody who you trust. A friend, a parent, a teacher. I feel sad because this has happened. Number two, this is a very, very cool one. You can do something fun, something you really enjoy, going for a bike ride, going swimming, playing soccer. Anything that makes you feel happy, you can try to do that. So you can have some fun. And I'm going to write it down just here to help my person when they come to my poster. And the last thing I'm going to say on this one is, as you can see, you can exercise. I'm going to write it down just like this. Now, around this, I'm just going to put a bubble. So when people come to my poster, they will be able to see, aha, that is what I do when I come to emotions. I'm going to put some little dashes around it just like this. My poster is starting to look pretty good. Now, just while I wait for you, I'm just going to give my Thomas a little bit of color. I'm going to make him wear some red trousers like this. And just to let you know, while we're doing this, while I'm coloring my trousers in, coloring in is actually a very good idea. If you're feeling a bit sad, a bit stressed, something's bothering you in your mind, a really good activity is actually to color something in. Draw a picture, take some pencils, and do some coloring. Might sound pretty boring, but actually it is very, very good for your mind. I'm just going to color in Thomas like this. Whoops, I've accidentally colored his hands purple. Whoops, maybe he's really cold. Okay, so we've done emotions. Now remember, the one thing to remember about emotions is it's okay to feel all of those emotions. Happy, sad, lonely, brave, confident, all of them. It's happy, it's sad, it's black, it's white, it's long, it's short. They are all normal. It's okay to feel your feelings. And our poster is looking really nice. I hope yours is looking nice too. Okay, are we ready to go to our second learning? Okay, wonderful. Let's go to it. Now, let's have a look here. Oh, this is very tricky indeed. Now, let me just move my camera because it's covering up a little bit of this text over here. I'll move myself down there. Beautiful. Okay, so here we go. Now we're talking about coping. We're going to talk about coping because, you know, the world can sometimes be really, really difficult. It can. It's really hard sometimes. Sometimes the world is really easy. Sometimes it's really, really hard. So let's talk about that. Let's go back to our poster. Now we're going to talk about coping. I'm going to squeeze coping in down here. Coping. Just like this. Once again, I'm going to take my beautiful orange arrow and draw a line. Now remember what's going to happen is your person is going to walk up to your poster and see this and go, whoa, I know how to be healthy now because of all these wonderful tips. So how can we cope? The world is tricky. And I'm going to give you a scenario here, guys. I'm going to tell you a story. And I want you to imagine this story if you can, if you don't mind, because this is really important, because this is something you all face every single day, or at least in your lifetime. So you're at school and you and your best friend are sitting together and you've been best friends for a long time. And on this particular day, you're sitting at the table and you are talking to each other. And the teacher, she catches you, or he catches you and says, you two are talking. Whose fault is it? Who was talking first? And the teacher blames one child and the other child is free. No problem, not in trouble. And then you have an argument with your best friend. You say, I can't believe that you didn't own up and you weren't honest and you let me get in trouble, and you have an argument and everything's really bad. And you go home that night and you haven't fixed the problem. You haven't resolved it. What do? Well, you're going to need to cope. You're going to somehow have to deal with that. How can we deal with it when life becomes tricky? Because life sometimes will be tricky. It's not always easy. How can we actually deal with that? So let's go back and have a little look. And as we do these, we will write them down on our poster so that everybody else can learn from them. So the first thing is to talk. If you get home that night and you are struggling, you've had a bad day, you've fallen out with your friend, what do? You talk. And look up here, guys. Wow, we've already got talk. Talking is really important. So we're going to write talking down here. I'm going to use a different color. I am going to talk. If I've got a problem, the best thing I can do is tell somebody about it. Here comes the next one, which is really cool. The next one is, and we're going to do this in a minute, we're going to practice this one. We're going to practice some mindfulness, and it might mean do some breathing or relaxation. So what I'm going to do now on my poster, I'm going to put relax, just like this. Now, relaxing can look lots of different ways. So you've got a problem, you've fallen out with your friend, you're in trouble with your teacher, you're feeling sad, something's happened. What do? You tell somebody. Number two, you relax. Wonderful. Number three, let's go back to my slide. We do some physical activity. We go for a walk, we go for a swim, we go for a run. We do something to help us deal with the situation. Once again, things keep coming up all the time. Let's put down activity. It's really, really important. And the last thing we're going to say about this one is it might be a good idea to get creative. Draw a picture, paint a picture, make a poster, do some art, go on Canva, do some digital art. All of these things will help you deal with it. Once again, I'm going to put a bubble all the way around my information on coping. So let's review where we're up to so far. We're talking about health and being healthy, but look at this. We haven't talked about any food yet. We haven't mentioned food, no food. We haven't mentioned water. We haven't mentioned sleeping. We're talking all about feelings, our emotions, and we're talking about how to cope when things get tricky, and they will get tricky. Especially the older you get, the trickier things become, and we have to be able to deal with those things. Okay, now hopefully your poster is looking a little bit like mine. Just while I wait for some of you to catch up, I'm just going to do a little bit of coloring because I know that coloring is really good for my mind. Actually, while I'm coloring here, it feels really nice. When you're coloring in, it feels like, I'm feeling so relaxed. Beautiful. Look at Thomas. Isn't he starting to look really good? I'm actually just going to go over his name a bit because I didn't quite do his name big enough. Now, you might want to put your name here. It doesn't have to be Thomas. It can be anything you like. Super. How wonderful. Remember, I only had a blank piece of paper before. Okay. Are we ready? Let's go to our third way to stay healthy. This one is a really important one. Let me just move my camera so you can see all of the text here, guys. Lovely. Okay, I'll go down there. Beautiful. So this one, we're going to talk about positive self-talk. What does it mean? It means talking to yourself. And look at the picture. The lady is actually in the mirror. She's talking in the mirror and she's chatting to herself. You might think that sounds wild, but actually it's a very, very good idea to tell yourself certain things. So let me go to my poster again, and I'm going to put talk up here. Because it's very important that I have a chat with myself and I let myself know what I think. It doesn't have to be real words coming out of your mouth. It can actually be just a conversation in your brain, which is totally fine. Just move this over here. Beautiful. Okay. So you're feeling a bit sad. You're feeling troubled. It's getting really hard. Oh my goodness, I've got so much homework to do. Oh, life is really, really tricky. I've fallen out with my friend. I've got so much to do for my exams. What do I do about it? Well, you can talk to yourself. You can go in the mirror and you can say some wonderful positive things to yourself. Let me give you 10 things that you can say to yourself, and you can write 2 of these down on your poster. The first one, you look in the mirror and you say, I am a good person, because you are a good person. Number 2, you say, I can solve problems and I can handle tough situations. Number 3, I am thankful for the good things in my life, my family, my friends, my school, my teachers, my health. Number 4, I am proud of myself for the things that I have done. Number 5, it is okay to make mistakes. That is totally fine. Of course, that's fine. Number 6, I can think positively and I can control my thoughts and feelings. Number 7, I am special and unique. Number 8, I can achieve my goals. Number 9, I am kind. And number 10, I can bounce back from tough situations. So have a look at those. There they are. What I would like you to do is choose 2 of those that you absolutely love, you think are very important. When you've chosen, you're going to write them just under here. I'm going to tell you mine, okay? My 2 most important ones are I am proud, and all of you should be proud of who you are. And number 2, I am going to write down I am thankful. And what that means is I'm really, really thankful for the things that I have, because people in the world sometimes have nothing. take a look at this list, and on your poster, write down the 2 that you think are the most important. I'll give you a minute just to do that. And while you're doing it, I'm going to color in a little bit more of Thomas. Okay, so you've probably got a few of those written down now in your poster. It's probably looking amazing. Now, I can't see your poster, but I'm guessing it's looking really, really good. I will show you mine. I'm just going to color in Thomas's shoes, and then I will show you my poster. Okay, let's have a look. So mine is starting to look really, really good. And remember this, I have not spoken once yet about food or water. I'm talking about having a chat with myself, positive talk, emotions, and how to cope when the world gets a bit tricky. Okay, now is a really fun part of this lesson because I'm actually going to read you a story in just a minute, and I hope that you are going to like it. But before I do, we're going to add our next section to our poster. This section is all about the word resilience. Goodness me, this is a very, very important one. And I'm going to write it down just the bottom corner, resilience. And you might want to do that too. Mine is just down here. And once again, I'm going to put my arrow coming from Thomas over to resilience. I'm actually getting really proud of my poster now. I'm really liking it. It's looking really good. I hope that you're liking yours too. So what does it mean? What is resilience? What does it mean to be resilient? Well, you are a child. You are in school. There are 10 things and times when you might need resilience. Resilience means when you do not give up. You show that you are determined, you are strong, and nothing is going to stop you in your tracks. Let me tell you about 10 times when you might feel that you need to be resilient. So you're having a test. The test is coming up. Oh, the test is looking really hard. Are you going to give up? Or are you going to try your best? You're going to try your best. Number 2, you might have a new teacher. What are you going to do when it's a new teacher? Well, you're going to have to show resilience. Number 3, you've got to make new friends. You've gone to a new class, a new group, a new school. Guess what? You're going to need to show resilience. Number 4, you have got a fear, something that you're really scared of. I'm very scared of flying on an airplane. Every time I go on an airplane, guess what I have to show? You guessed it, resilience. Number 5, there's a bully. Someone's bullying you, someone is giving you peer pressure, trying to make you do something you do not want to do. Don't give up. Make sure you are strong. Number 6, you make a mistake. Something goes horribly wrong. Oh my goodness, are you going to stop? Certainly not. You're going to show resilience. Number 7, something changes at your school. Maybe the routine, maybe the timetable. You're going to have to show resilience. Number 8, you've got a problem. Big problem. Maybe something in your family, your friends, maybe some friend falls out with you, the cat dies, or some terrible thing with a pet is sick. Guess what? Resilience. Number 9, you need to learn something new. Well, resilience it is. And number 10, you are going to have to deal with distractions. In your world, there's going to be people trying to push and pull you all over the place. What are you going to do about it? You are going to show resilience. Now, here's what we're going to do in order to show you how this works. I'm going to read you a story. This story is called Home, and it's a wonderful, wonderful story about a bear. Let me read it to you. This is written by a child. Okay, here we go. Let's start. This story is called Home. Let me just move that. Wonderful. Here we go. This story is called Home. It was a nice day in the Canadian Arctic near the edge of the Mine ice shelf. Aqua and Snowball were resting inside their cave. Snowball had just woken up from a nap and said to his mum, Mom, I'm hungry. Okay, let me get you some food. Be careful, dear. Don't go out of the cave, Aqua reminded her cub. Mummy Aqua searched for food, but there wasn't much food to be found. Suddenly, the ground started to shake and Snowball was frightened. Other polar bears appeared. They were also shocked, and Snowball asked them, Hey, what's going on? We don't know, they replied. Let's get out of here. Just then, the ice broke and everything went crashing into the sea. After some time, the shaking stopped. Snowball, unfortunately, had lost his home. Oh, how sad. Snowball was shivering from the cold. He was very tired. He was heartbroken to see what had become of the ice. He also knew that he had to find his mum. Dum, dum, dum. Everything looked broken. Where should I go? He wondered to himself. Where can I find my mum? Snowball looked for somewhere to rest, as he was extremely tired. From afar, he saw a very thin polar bear. He went to where the thin polar bear was. Hello, mister. Have you seen my mum? Snowball asked. No, I haven't, replied the bear. Snowball felt sad but was also curious. So he asked the bear, Excuse me, mister, I can't help but wonder, why are you so thin? Well, I've been searching for food for a while now, and I can't even find fish. I'm sorry I can't help you more. I hope you find your mum. The day turned into night. A wolf spotted Snowball. Ow! Snowball ran for his life. He was terrified. He jumped again into the water. Uh-oh. Now, what an amazing story so far. We're only halfway through, everybody. Halfway through the story. We're going to finish the story at the very end of this lesson. But I'm going to tell you now, Snowball is lost. She's lost her mum, lost his mum, can't find a way. What is the thing that Snowball is going to have to show? Resilience. Wonderful. Let's go back to our poster. Here it is down here. How are we going to tell our people who come to our poster what to do to feel resilient? So I'm going to use one word, and I'm going to put, actually, I'm going to use two words, be strong, like this. And when I say strong, I don't mean strong with muscles. I mean strong in your mind, never giving up. Okie dokie. Wow. Isn't my poster looking really good? I'm so proud. I'm really proud of my poster. I hope you're feeling proud too. Now, don't forget, don't leave the lesson yet. We are going to finish the story about Snowball in just a minute. But before we do, we've got a few more things to cover. Let's go to our next subject. This is a really good one. Really, really good one. This is about relationships. Relationships. So let's go to our poster again, and we're going to write one more word on our poster, and I'm going to write it up here, and the word is relationships. Now, relationships, what are they? What are relationships? Well, relationships are all the people that we interact with every single day. Relationships. And on your screen, you can see I put a list of people that you will be having relationships with. Who will you meet during any given day? You, as a human being, have relationships with lots of people. Parents, teachers, friends, the school principal, maybe a pet, your neighbor, even the bus driver or the shopkeeper. Now, what we would like to do this time is this. These relationships will affect your health. if you have a good relationship with these people, if you go well together, then you will feel good in your heart, in your body, in your mind. So how can we have a good relationship with these people? Well, take a look on your screen. You have what's called a 7-day kindness challenge. And I put there for you 15 things that you can do to show kindness to the people that you have relationships with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 of these on my poster. So look at number 1. It says, make a card for a family member to tell them that you love them. That would be so nice, wouldn't it? If you made a card for your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, and you just said, dear mom, thank you for taking care of me. I love you. And you gave it to them. You might also look at number 2, create a picture for your teacher. Wow. And allow them to take, imagine if you walked in the morning and you said to your teacher, good morning, teacher. Thank you for being an amazing teacher. Here is a picture that I have made. They would also be so happy. Now, relationships don't only have to be with people, they can be with animals too. Look at number 3. It says, leave some bird food for the birds outside in nature. So what I want you to do, and I'm going to do mine now so that you can see this, I'm actually going to put 2 tips to make really good relationships. So take a look at this. So I am actually going to choose this one, make a card. I think that's a really nice one. And I'm also going to choose another one down here, which says, let me think about this one. Yes, feed an animal. So take a look on here and choose 2. And what you're going to do, you're going to actually add those 2 to your poster like me. And when you put them down, you're going to put a bubble all around them just like this. My poster is looking really, really great. Okay, off you go. Choose 2 and add them to your poster. While you're doing that, I'm just going to put a little bit of color on my poster to make it look really, really, really nice. Okay, just another minute to do that, guys. Choose 2 that you love and you want to do. Now remember, when you choose these kindness activities, you must try to achieve them. You must try to get them done. There's no point in writing them down unless you're going to do them. Now, when you do them, because you made somebody else happy, you will also feel happy. And that's the idea. That if you want to feel healthy and happy, you also have to share that happiness. Okay. I hope that you have got that down. Now look at my poster. It's looking pretty good. I hope yours is looking good too. Now, if your teachers are listening, what I would love from your teachers today is that when this session is finished, if you can send me a copy of the posters, that would be great. I'd love to see them. Or your teachers can also go on the internet and upload a picture. I would love to be tagged in those pictures so I can see what you have done in your classrooms. I'm sure they are better than mine. Okay, let's go to our next way to keep healthy. This is the most important one ever. And this time we are talking all about sleep. So on my poster, I'm going to write down here in this little space, sleep. Underline it because it's so important, this one. So important to get a good night's sleep. Let's have a look at why. So the first thing to say is when you are asleep, so tonight when you go to bed and you get in your bed and you put on the duvet or the blanket and you go to sleep, something is happening in your body. Number 1, all of the cells, the 30 trillion cells in your body, guess what's happening? They're all fixing. They're repairing themselves. They're healing. Like a car that's gone to the garage to have a repair, your body repairs when you are asleep. If you don't sleep, guess what happens? Your body cannot repair itself. Number 2, Your brain, while you're asleep, your brain, which has got 1 billion brain cells, is organizing all of the information. Throughout the day, you've learned lots of facts, you've done your exams, you listened to your teacher, you've talked to your friends. While you're asleep, your brain is starting to put all of that information into different sections. And number 3, well, your brain is getting ready for the next day. So you are ready to go and take on any challenges. And guess what? If you don't sleep, big problems. Because, number 1, your body can't heal. Number 2, the information in your brain cannot be organized. It's all a mess, so you can't find it. And number 3, you're not ready for tomorrow. Big problems. So if you've got a big challenge coming up tomorrow, the best thing you can do is go to bed nice and early. Now, how many hours should you sleep? Well, let's go to my poster. Let me tell you how many hours. Minimum. This is the minimum. 8 hours. 8 hours sleep every single night of the week. Without question, you must get 8 hours sleep. So you have to look at the clock. What time did I go to bed? And make sure 8 hours is squeezed in. Now, down below, you'll see 5 things. 5 ways to get a really good night's sleep. Some of you might think, but Gavin, I find it really hard to get to sleep. It's really hard. I can't just go to sleep very quickly. Well, let me give you 5 tips. 5 tips that are going to help you. Number 1, go to bed at the same time every night. So if you go to bed at 8 o'clock tonight, go to bed at 8 o'clock tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. Your body has its own clock inside. Go to bed at the same time. Number 2, make sure that going to bed is nice and relaxing. Put a nice lamp on, like the lamp behind me here. A nice soft light, maybe a little bit of music, really soft music. Have a shower, get into your favorite pajamas, take your teddy bear. If you have a cat, take your cat with you too. Give them a cuddle. And the cat is purring. Make it relaxing to go to bed. Number 3, this is the most important of all. Do not take your telephone to bed with you. Do not take any laptops, iPads, technology, no TV, nothing. Keep it out of the bedroom. Technology will keep you awake. Number 4, make sure that your bedroom is sleep friendly. Lots of cushions, lots of pillows, lots of duvets, nice and soft. Make sure it's nice and tidy and really nice place to be. Number 5, whatever you do, don't have any sugar before bed, because when you eat sugar, your heart starts to beat very quickly. And when it beats quickly, the blood goes around your body and your brain wakes up. We don't want to have your brain awake. You're just about to go to sleep. And certainly don't drink any caffeine. Now, I'm sure you don't drink caffeine because you are children. So let's have a look. What I would like you to do, take a look at my list. Choose one of them, the most important one, and add it to your poster. Let me tell you which one I'm going to use. I'm going to put no tech, which means no technology. I do not want to see any technology in the bedroom, because that is where I'm going to sleep. Very important indeed, guys. Wow, my post is looking really good. I think Thomas is really going to get some sleep tonight. Now he's following all of the tips on my poster. I'm just going to give him long hair while I'm waiting for you all. Wow. Purple hair too. Looking very cool, Thomas. Okay, now we're looking really good. Let's go to our next. And we're going to do an activity now. And I hope that you can join in with me here. We're going to talk about mindfulness. Mindfulness. We're nearly there. We've almost finished. And we can read the rest of the story. So I'm going to add it up here. Mindfulness. Just like this. And I would like you to do the same. And I'm going to draw an arrow coming from Thomas's mind to mindfulness. Just like that. So we're going to try something now together. We're going to try some mindfulness together as a team. Now, there's many ways you can be mindful. You can go for a walk, you can listen to music, you can do some art. But one way that you can be mindful is by doing some breathing. Now, of course, you're always breathing because you're a human being. And as you walk around, you are breathing, but there is a technique we can use where we can help ourselves relax. So we're going to try it together now. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit nice and comfortably and stretch. I would like you to do the same. Just stretch out, like this. Get ready. Just like this. And now we are going to do our breathing. We're going to try to be mindful. Are you ready? And I'm going to show you first, and then you're going to give it a try. So first of all, close your eyes. You close your eyes first of all, and then what you do, you take a deep breath in through your nose, and you hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. When you're finished, you then breathe out through your mouth for 5 seconds. Let me show you, and then I want you to have a try with the person next to you or the people in your class. Are you ready? So, first things first. We're going to relax, close our eyes, and we're going to breathe in through our nose. Did you see it? I breathed in, I held it for 4 seconds, and I breathed out through my mouth. Let me put it on the screen for you, and we'll try it together. Here we go. So I breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to try it 4 times. That was number 1. Again, in through the nose. Hold for 3 seconds. Out through the mouth. That's number 2. Let's go again. In through the nose. Hold for 3 seconds. Out through the mouth. One more time. Now, wow, I am feeling a lot better. I don't know about you. What I do know is that you can do this whenever you feel it. You feel a bit stressed, things are getting a bit hard. Oh, I'm not feeling good. We can do it. So, mindfulness. Let's go to our poster. It's all about breathing. Let's put a bubble around mindfulness. Getting really, really proud of my poster now. It's looking just perfect. And finally, we're going to go to the final slide. Our final one of the day, how to be healthy. Yes, you guessed it. It's all about food and what we put into our body. Now, what's really important here is this. This is all about food choices. So on my poster, I'm going to write down food just over here like this. My final bit of the poster is about food, what we eat. What you eat, you will become, because you are made of the things that you eat. So let's talk about a few things that we should be doing. Number 1, you should be drinking 6 glasses of water every single day. And I've got a glass of water here every day. I drink 6 of these every day. And just while you're here, I'm going to drink it right now just to prove to you. 6 of these, because most of my body is made of water. In fact, my brain is almost 100% water. So I better keep it going by drinking my water. Here we go. Ah, delicious. Wow. 6 glasses of water every day. Number 2, 2 pieces of fruit. Number 3, 5 types of vegetables. Number 4, some nuts and some grains. And number 5, some cereals. That's what I should be eating. I should be drinking water, fruit, vegetables, nuts, and cereals. What should I be avoiding? What should I avoid? Take a look at the list. Sweets, biscuits, cake, processed meats, sausages, ice cream, chocolate, burgers, pizzas, chips, fried food, fatty food, cream, butter, sugar, cordial, soft drinks. We need to avoid these foods because these are very bad for us. Bad for our body, bad for the 30 trillion cells, bad for our brain, bad for our sleep, bad for everything. So we want to be avoiding them. Let's go back to my poster over here, guys. So underneath food, what was really important? 3 things that I thought were really important were these. Water, number 1. Fruit, number 2. And vegetables, number 3. Water, fruit, and vegetables. And when you go to the supermarket, or when you go shopping with your parents, you'll probably see that there are lots of things that say healthy food, no sugar, no fat, no salt. But what you will actually find is the best foods you can eat are the ones that look exactly like they look in a farm, on the tree, or underground. So not in a packet, not in some plastic, not in a container. An apple, just like it looks on a tree, that's the one to choose. So choose those healthy options, then you will stay a lot healthier. Now, before we finish today's session, what I want to do is share this with you. Firstly, when you have finished your poster, and mine is now finished, I'm actually really proud of my poster. What I want you to do is put your poster up somewhere where other people can see it. Put it up in the street, in the school, somewhere where other people can notice it, and you are going to help them understand about being healthy. Number 2, I want you to use your poster and tell some other people all about it, to tell them how to be healthy. Wonderful. So your poster needs to go up somewhere and other people can learn from it. Now, finally, I did promise you we're going to finish the story, so let's finish the story. We're talking all about resilience. Remember, we've got this wonderful Snowball lost in the ice, lost her mum, his mum, and going to show resilience. Phew, that was a close one, Snowball thought. He really needed to find a safe place for the night. He saw a polar bear on a piece of ice. Mom? He ran over to see if it was Mum. And it exactly was what he thought it was. It was Mum. He did not give up. And that is the end of this story. And there's our wonderful author, Asher. And on the back, where is your home? Snowball lives in the Milne Ice Shelf in northern Canada. A really nice, cool place to live. But one day, something happened. Now, everybody, I hope that you've enjoyed this week's lesson on healthy habits. It's been really fun to be here. Remember, your poster that you have designed, guys, I need you to put this up somewhere where other people can see it and they can be healthy thanks to your hard work. Thank you for coming. It's been amazing to see you all here in this lesson. I hope to see you next week for another lesson. Take care of yourselves, stay healthy, and make sure you have healthy habits. Goodbye.